This signal rarely matters immediately, but when it does, it changes how fast the next phase arrives. And by the end, our strategy will know which tickers feel it first. In our strategy, risk is tracked through a 5-phase cycle. This is probabilities and sequencing, not prediction. Optionality matters more than conviction. This episode reviews thoughtful money with guest Edward Dow. The full original conversation adds nuance and detail. Our strategy is translating the signal into a repeatable framework. Markets can be up while the mechanics underneath weaken. That gap is where phase 2 pressure often builds. Here's what most people miss. The source argues valuations are stretched. That does not cause an immediate drop, but it raises fragility when leadership is narrow. A small group of mega-cap names can carry an index. That works until one or two stop confirming. This is where it becomes actionable. Volatility sitting very low is not comfort. It is stored energy. Mean reversion tends to arrive suddenly from low levels. Credit is the accelerator in our strategy. When new credit slows, velocity slows. Then risk assets become shock sensitive. Private credit can look calm until marks reprice. That can tighten conditions without headlines first. Hold this thought, it matters for timing. Labor tends to lag, but it confirms the regime. If labor weakens, income pressure follows. Income pressure filters into earnings and defaults. Housing moves slowly, then expectations shift. Affordability plus weaker labor can change behavior. That can extend phase 2 or accelerate phase 3. China weakness can export disinflation. That can pressure global demand signals. It also increases fragility in cyclicals. If long yields stall or fall, duration sensitivity rises. Our strategy treats yield direction as a regime input. This is not about curve folklore. Bitcoin often behaves like liquidity beta. If Bitcoin diverges from tech, that is a risk appetite clue. Not certainty, but information. Educational only, not financial advice. This setup raises phase 2 probability modestly. It does not confirm phase 3 yet, but it compresses the window if credit starts widening. This is still early for forced liquidity framing, but it is approaching ladder watch zone. The goal is to not be early and not be late. These are not buys. These are sensitivity monitors. SPY for index risk. SMH for concentration and semis. AIQ and chat for thematic beta. Bitcoin for liquidity confirmation. TLT is often the first duration layer in sequencing. ZRAs tends to come later with clearer yield rollover confirmation. Gold and silver monitor trust and policy risk. Credit spreads widening is a major trigger. Labor rolling more clearly is confirmation. Breadth breaking is the early warning. Breadth broadening that persists reduces phase 2 pressure. Credit staying contained matters. Labor stabilizing reduces phase 3 probability. Exit discipline tightens in risk sleeves. Tranches matter more than conviction. Cash optionality becomes more valuable in phase 2. No all-in moves. No narrative overrides the signal stack. Confirmation still matters more than headlines. Phase 2 risk is higher than it was. Timeline can compress if credit confirms stress. Monitor SPY, SMH, TLT, Bitcoin, gold, and oil for transmission. Which breaks first, credit or labor? And is breadth confirming the move or resisting it? Our strategy does not need to be early. Our strategy just cannot afford to be late.